I was never really all that impressed with the 1911 platform. I understand its historical allure and continued relevance in modern times, but some may argue that the 1911's relevance is more the result of the archaic pace of innovation in the gun industry, more so than some unique talent of the 1911 itself. At the onset of my firearm journey, I felt guilty about the apathy I had for America's gun. Like a skeptical teen born into a strict religion, I touted the awesomeness of the 1911, but inside wasn't sure I believed it. However, I was more worried about not offending those more dogmatic in their faith than I was about expressing my own skepticism. But then something happened. As I continued to shoot what can only be described as tactical Tupperware, or Glocks, HKs, and M&Ps if you want to be specific about it, my eye began to wander, and I started appreciating the unique characteristics of the 1911. And it all went to hell once I saw the Springfield TRP operator. At first sight, the TRP comes off like the guy who covers himself in tattoos to compensate for his lack of toughness. There are tactical redundancies all over this gun. Does it really need to say operator, tactical, and TRP, which stands for Tactical Response Pistol, on the left side of the gun? Every flat surface of this gun has some reference to tactical tactidom. Yes, I just made that up. However, if you take away all of the tactical nomenclature, you're left with one handsome looking gun. The TRP is like a mob boss in a suit, where it exudes a capable confidence that's charming and charismatic, yet very sinister and very deliberate. Besides the cheesy tactical verbiage splattered all over the gun, nothing else about this gun is contrived or just for show. Though this gun is strikingly good looking, I don't have a desire to baby it and turn it into a safe queen. Even with all of its fancy ornaments and upgrades, I still just want to shoot the hell out of it. I'm completely obsessed with the black armory coat finish on the version I have. It has this subtle satin-like finish to it that really makes the gun stand out. In terms of looks, the grips are one of my favorites, second only to the Wilson Combat Starburst grips. The thing is, the grips are really aggressive and not what I would actually call comfortable. But this is supposed to be a fighting gun, so comfort isn't exactly at the top of the requirement sheet. And speaking of ornaments and upgrades, this gun is stacked. For the money you pay, you get so much more gun than you realize. I'm not saying the gun is cheap, but considering you get what comes incredibly close to an all-out custom 1911, it's a damn good bang for your buck. Yeah, I know. That's what she said. Of course, the Ergonomics Are Classic 1911, because, well, it's a 1911. The 20 lines per inch checkering on the front and back strap are really aggressive, which I like. But then again, my palms tend to look like I've been using a steel wool sponge as a stress ball. This gun has some weight to it, and when you add a 10-round magazine and an overbuilt Surefire X400 Ultralight, you then have a gun that's comically heavy. It's a dense weight, which soaks up a lot of the recoil, and the Surefire light helps with the muzzle rise. But most importantly, the balance that this gun exhibits is like a tactical Cirque du Soleil act. I can swing left, right, up, down, and the gun is there before I am. Like I said before, it's heavy, but it seemingly sheds its weight when you start running it really hard. I struggled for minutes trying to come up with another way to describe the trigger on this gun without resorting to a simile that's been used more times than a bottle of hand sanitizer at the AVN Adult Entertainment Expo. But there's really no other way to describe the TRP trigger than to liken it to breaking glass. Like most 1911s, the take-up is short and the wall of the trigger pronounced, and the break as well, like taking a sledgehammer to the windshield of an AMG G63. The trigger literally feels like you're breaking glass, and I love it. Make no mistake, this is an offensive-minded gun. It may lack in the capacity department, but this thing can go. I'm not a huge fan of the fully adjustable night sights, as I prefer fiber optic front with the blacked out rear. But it points so naturally that I could almost close my eyes and still hit my target. For someone who wasn't exactly a 1911 fanatic, my heart skipped a beat when I saw the TRP in the case at the gun store. I didn't think twice about it. I always wanted it but couldn't find it. I hate the capacity, the weight can get a little annoying, the takedown process is almost a joke, and I keep waiting for it to start acting all finicky on me and jamming up, but it hasn't happened. It keeps shooting and looking awesome doing it. There's an X factor about this gun. Sure, there are really expensive 1911s that are incredible, but the TRP hits a sweet spot. It's a little bit expensive with a ton of value. In my opinion, the TRP is absolutely the best bang for your buck 1911 you can buy right now. Send your hate, man.